What's up guys, MegaDPAL here bringing you Black 2 White 2 OU battle versus PuddlesA1. He challenged me on Skype, so yeah, we had a battle. But before, be sure to check out his YouTube channel, his pretty nice channel. His channel will be down in the description bar below. So basically I'm going to lead out my Dratcher as he leads out with his Stormy. Also, quick shout out to Mystical, because all the Puddles Pokemon are named Mystical, so yeah, go check out his channel as well. So first I'm just going to U-turn, do a decent amount of damage to Stormy, but looking at damage I know he's a defensive Stormy, so what I'm actually going to do is switch into my own Stormy, sponge that Scald, and seeing as though he is more defensive Stormy, I know he's most likely not going to be carrying the Thunderbolt, and I can scare him out with a possible Thunderbolt on my own. So what I'm actually going to do is double switch into my High Powder, because I know he has a Tyranitar on his team that can probably sponge hit from my Stormy and you know, pursuit trap me and whatnot. So I'm going to double, go into my High Powder, use his time to get on my rocks. He actually goes for Fire Blast, which I found quite interesting. But yeah, it's alright for me. What I'm actually going to do this turn is go for that Earthquake, try and get some damage on this thing. As he actually goes for Crunch. And looking at that damage from the Crunch, he must know that I'm not a defensive Hippowdon, I'm more of a mixed Hippowdon. So basically, and seeing as I did get the defense drop, what I'm actually going to do now is it's the obvious Crunch again is obvious. So what I'm actually going to do is switch, going to my Terrakion, just to take that Crunch, get the +1 from the Justified boost, and start wrecking some shit from there. So that's great. He does go for that Crunch, and I do get the +1. So I do know he does have a Landorus on his team, and Landorus obviously carries the Intimidate. So, but I'm not bothered at all if he switches into that, because basically I'll be getting off close combat, choice band the close combat and everything. But he actually just decides to leave in his Tyranitar as Death Fodder. Now he brings in this Landorus and gets off the Intimidate. So basically I'm just going to switch, go into my Tangrowth, as he actually makes a double switch, goes into Stormy, maybe predicting the Hippowdon switch, but he should have known by the damage earlier that I'm not a physically offensive Hippowdon. So yeah, that's rather interesting. Or maybe he just wanted to Rapid Spin the Rocks way, which is in fact what he is going to do this next turn, I do believe. Just going to go for that Rapid Spin. Yeah, he's going to get rid of the Rocks, and I'm just going to take down the Stormy with a Giga Drain. Tangrowth is an absolute boss in OU. So yeah, I believe he's going to send in his I'm not too sure actually, maybe his Salamence, maybe. No, he sends in Skarmory, right, that's it. And it goes for Brave Bird, but as my name suggests, I am defensive. I can take those stays. Now I'm just going to go for a Sleep Powder. In fact, this Stormy, I was a little bit worried by it, because I didn't want it to set up a lot of hazards. Even though I do have a Stormy with Rapid Spin, I just rather him not set up them hazards. But I guess he went for the Brave Bird, try and take out my Tangrowth. But yeah, now what I'm actually going to do is go for a Leech Seed, just get some residual damage on this thing, get some more HP back on my Tangrowth, and constantly breaking this thing sturdy. So yeah, I won't be able to recover all the way back up to that, so he gets his sturdy, so that's pretty nice. Here, I kind of thought he would actually wake up in this next turn. So what I'm actually going to do is switch, go into my Omega weapon, my Heatran, because you know the Brave Bird is obvious, he wants to try and take out my Tangrowth, and I do get the Regenerator boost on my Tangrowth with that switch, so, and I'm most likely going to force him out. But either way, I am just going to go for this Lava Plume next turn after all the after turn effects, you know, the lefties and Leech Seed. I am just going to go for that Lava Plume, because I have no reason not to. He's actually decides to leave in his Skarmory, I guess is just sacking it to get a free switch into anything else, which is fine, I guess. He does in fact send in his Salamence. I'm just going to Protect, just to scout out what set he's running. And it does reveal the Earthquake. Was obvious, but yeah, now I'm actually going to switch straight into my Tangrowth once again, just to sponge that Earthquake like it was absolutely nothing. Resisted, physically offensive, not doing shit. But I do see the Life Orb, which is rather fascinating. So I'm like, okay, this thing's most likely packing Fire Blast as well, most likely a mixed Salamence, something like that. So I'm going to switch, go straight into my Stormy, just to take the Fire Blast and then retaliate back with an Ice Beam of my own. He unfortunately does miss the Fire Blast, but I mean, not going to matter at all in the long run. And I'm just going to go for that Ice Beam now as he sends in the Lucario. I have no reason to over predict there, so I just went for the Ice Beam, playing it safe. And that's great for me, because I am going to take out this Lucario after he goes to the E-Speed. I'm going to be able to go for that Hydro Pump and take out his Lucario. So yeah, that's all great, I guess. I believe he might be down to his last two. It is in fact a double down. I do die to the life orb recoil. And that's my first poke down. He's down to his last two, the Salamence and the Landorus. So I'm going to send in my Scorch Archer because it's a good matchup against both of them. Goes for that, I go for that Ice Punch even. Times 4 super effective, take down that Salamence. He brings his last, the Landorus. After the Intimidate, wasn't sure if I would KO this thing. So I thought I'd leave the honours to my Tangrowth. Go to that, sponge yet another Earthquake, and I can retaliate back with in fact HP Ice. Taking down this Landorus. But unfortunately it's going to run, so I don't get the kill with Landorus. But yeah, GG. Also check out my latest video if you missed it. And thanks for watching. Alright, bye.